Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about a Cancer chart signature and a natal chart, and of course the zodiac sign, Cancer, not the disease. Now, anyway, people, the thing about chart signature, many of you may know this, you determine or ascertain it by taking what you have the majority of in terms of element and quality. So if you have the majority of your signs in water and cardinal signs, you combine it, water plus cardinal equates to Cancer. Now, if you have this in your natal chart, the thing is, you probably gonna be, it's an emphasis a little bit on family. There's going to be a little emphasis on the emotions. The chart signature is basically, it's an overall tone or flavoring. I don't think it supersedes or overrides the sun, moon, or ascendant. There may be some people out there that think so. There's going to be some discrepancies and difference of opinion on this. And when I look at this, it's basically, when you look at the chart signature, it's going to be I take the 10 planets and the ascendant and the MC. So there's 12 influences in a chart is what I use. Now, somebody that has this may have be family oriented. They may have a need for home and have security in this, stability in the home. This could be somebody that has let's say someone that a lot of times when we look at a chart signature, these could be areas connected with the sign, the attributes where the person is trying to augment or improve upon. Even if the person were to have, say, their sun or their ascendant or both in Cancer, this could be somebody that may be trying to improve on their emphasizing their emotions a little bit more. Someone that may be trying to improve the nurturing, the sympathetic qualities, as far as things around the home, doing things in conjunction with their home. Or if somebody were to say somehow they had a Cancer chart signature, for example, and say that their sun, moon, or ascendant wasn't in Cancer, and let's say, for example, somebody had their sun sign or ascendant in Capricorn. Capricorn is noted for being very business minded and can be very shrewd in business type matters. Now, and astute in this. Now, if somebody were to have that and they had a Cancer signature, perhaps they'd get that little nuance, that flavoring of Cancer mixed in. It kind of can come across in kind of a subtle way, and perhaps, for example, this person may do their business out of their home, or might have business that they're doing connected with family members, for example. So there are ways where this can kind of can integrate, I believe, with other elements in the person's natal chart or horoscope, and it doesn't always come out as blatant or obvious. And if somebody has Cancer chart signature in their chart and they don't have any, like, say they didn't, you could have, for example, you could have a Cancer chart signature in theory and not have any Cancer and nothing as far as the planets, the MC, or the ascendant in Cancer. You could have, for example, you have the majority of your element in water. You could have a preponderance of, for example, of Pisces and Scorpio in your chart, and then you could have, or the majority of planets or ascendant midheaven in Pisces or Scorpio, I should say, and then you may have a number of planets, and may include the ascendant and or MC in cardinal signs, say like Libra, Capricorn, and Aries, and that would equate to a Cancer signature, and it could give somebody some characteristics of Cancer blended in with their chart now. And as I stated before, the chart signature can indicate those areas in a person's natal chart which they may need to feel to enhance or improve upon, regardless whether they have that particular sign in their natal chart or not. So this could be somebody that where the Cancer energy can come across in a little bit, maybe in a subtle way, or it can be integrated. A person that has a Cancer signature, and say they had the sun and or ascendant moon, they had at least one of those influences in Cancer, and they had the Cancer signature on top of it. Well, that could simply accentuate and reinforce the Cancer traits or characteristics. So that could give like a little extra flavoring, or a little more stronger influence of the sign Cancer in their natal chart. So the chart signature is considered to be, I mean, to me at least, fairly significant. It can give that overall that tone, that direction, because you're combining the what you have the majority of in terms of the element in your natal chart, plus the majority of that quality or that type, and it's kind of like a general feel, maybe direction where the person is being pulled. But everything in the chart needs to be taken into consideration. And if the person has a chart signature in Cancer, for example, and say they had the majority of their planets in the masculine signs, and or had most of their planets above the horizon, and they would have more of a more extroverted and gregarious than the typical person that would have the Cancer signature in their natal chart. So that's one thing to look at in terms of as far as the chart signature goes. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the chart signature in Cancer in a natal horoscope. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the chart or final signature in the sign of Leo. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.